Hello, YouTube. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. There's probably a way for me to inventively put Seize the Day into this opening for Slovenia's Eurovision song. But as yet, I've not found it. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It's Carpe Diem. See today, Carpe. Don't explain jokes. But what we do is we explain our opinions. Here at ESC Insight's Jukebox Jury, we have a long-form podcast that does that for a good hour at a time. But we've got the highlights here for you on YouTube. If you've listened in full, great. If you haven't, escinsight.com, follow the podcast, etc., etc., etc. Myself, Samantha Ross, Nova, Joker out. For Slovenia, Carpe Diem.
I am not familiar with Joker Out. My first introduction to this song was the music video. I think most people watch the live performance. I watched the music video and I did not think much of it. I shared this online. People directed me to the live performance and I completely changed my mind. I don't know what happened, but live, there is something there's a lot of charisma here. And this song is catchy. These boys are really great performers. And I think there are a lot of comparable boy groups this year, but this for me is the strongest one. I enjoy this a lot. I like it more and more every time I listen to it. The lyrics are nothing too deep. It's just like a love on the dance floor kind of song. I think it's really, really fun. I like when a non-English song releases an English version just to drum up a little bit more support. I always think I like that extra effort. This is fun. I can't wait to dance to this. I really enjoy it.
I completely agree with the video point as well. Look, we're some young boys walking around a very expensive hotel. It's just like, is that your entire vision? But no, the vision of this has been seen countless times throughout the years. The fact that this is going to Merseyside, the home of Beatlemania, you know, and yep, we had bands before that. You had everybody chasing after Cliff Richard and the Shadows amazingly here in the UK. You had Bobby Darin's and over in America, but really Beatlemania is where you first got that. Let's get some cute boys, let's put them in a band, let's do some nice jaunty fun numbers, let's have them look down the camera at the Ed Sullivan Show, and we've seen that repeated countless times again. I mean, we don't need to know the names of this band. In my mind, one of them's called Peter, one of them's Michael, one of them's Mickey, one of them's Davey, and one of them's Colin. We've got all the tropes there from all of the boy bands, and boy bands are popular for a reason, and they're just following that template and doing it well. Because when you watch the live music video, they're there, they're in a small space, they're doing their band thing, they're making connections with the camera, they're making connections with their audience, they're all around them and all in shot, and everything just feels, hey, we're the Joker Outs. We keep on monkeying around.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I do like this, is the fact that they are a cohesive, well-established band with, you know, years of experience, a number of albums out. I'm on the mailing list for a lot of the delegations, just my email inbox. And so the Slovenians sent basically a list of some of the things that they're up to before, during, and after the contest. And you realize some people go to Eurovision with Eurovision being the end all be all, like this is the pinnacle, this is a huge deal. For these guys, it's a stepping stone. It's a cool thing that they're doing. They're happy to be doing it, but they're releasing a new track with Elvis Costello this month. They are going to be selling out stages across Slovenia, which, you know, normally was like, oh, it's across Slovenia. A 12,000 capacity show that they're headlining. That's a big deal. They are doing festivals across Europe, including with acts like The Prodigy, Morchiba, the 1975, which when I told that to my buddy Eric, but his eyes nearly bugged out of his skull. These guys are an organic band doing their thing. They just happen to be taking their thing to Eurovision, which makes it feel a lot more natural, a lot more organic. It makes it feel a lot more free. I mean, instead of it just being this highly constructed image. And I appreciate that.
In one sense, it reminds me of AVS from Hungary. This is a young band, and Eurovision correctly, they can leapfrog the next three 3 years of their career. They can just jump ahead. Right now, they're doing supports for a number of bands. They can go out. This could, with a good, fair following wind, push them up to getting much higher up the bill at these festivals, getting many more international gigs. This could be one of those points where you use the stage as a stepping stone for your career. They're not focused completely on Eurovision. They're focused on music.
It's a very similar trajectory to Måneskin, where they were an established band. They had, a trajectory beyond this career. However, this was just Eurovision was like sort of the warp speed moment, that little, I'm not a video game person, but like if there's like a thing that you step on that just kind of launches you ahead,
Misa Mario.
Yes. It's a Boyan, whatever the lead singer's name is. I think it's Boyan, isn't it?
It's either John Paul, George, or it's not Ringo, because Ringo stars San Remo. But anyway.
I think Måneskin is a very, very good point of reference. What I like about these guys is that although they do have a big following at the moment, they are still doing all the pre-parties. They still seem to have a lot of enthusiasm about what they're doing. They seem to be happy to be doing Eurovision. It's not like a chore for them. And by doing all the pre-parties, you can see that these guys are probably some of the most competent, confident presences on stage. It's a joy to watch them. They know how to work the camera.
And here's one of my hopes. Sometimes I just want staging to work in a delegation to know what to drink. Sometimes I have a very strong vision of the staging that I want to see at Eurovision in my head. I've seen lots. We've all seen lots. I always have opinions, but there we go. What I want Joker out to do is just use a satellite stage. Step out of that big box, the almost box theatre like Glastonbury Pyramid stage. Walk out onto that very small central arena, the little satellite stage, surround yourself with all your fans, and just replicate that live video that made us fall in love with them. That is all you need. You don't need to go over the top. You don't need to try and fill the space. You don't need to be far away from everybody else. You need to be in a nice, closed, tiny space. You need to be slayed in flame. You need to be in the center. You need to be every single tiny, we're putting on the show right here.
And that's worked before. Maybe not necessarily. I don't think we've done that very much with rock acts or upbeat pop rock acts, but that is what the magic was with Anouk and Birds. That was honestly part of the magic with Salvador, was the fact that he was alone on the stage, surrounded by people. And for an act like that is a bit more organic, feeding off the energy of the crowd, that's what helps launch it. That's what helps launch it. I mean, that's what made the difference, Nova, between you seeing the music video and you watching the live performance. It's feeding off that live energy. That's what highlights it. That's the secret. Yeah. Ewan, if the Slovenian delegation doesn't, pay you, buy a couple of round of drinks or something like that for that, what are they doing?
I am excited for this. I'm enjoying this. I'm looking forward to it. This is a hit.
Yeah. It's bright. It's infectious. And you know what? They do show off the musicality because they don't go for that big ending. They just bring it all back down. They do a proper, it's quiet, but a proper frank side bottom. We're going to end this song with an ending. It all fits. Yeah. Look, it's really, really hard musically to be this light and fluffy. Hit.
This, I haven't even talked about the music itself, but it hits my personal musical sweet spot. This is the stuff that I was listening to and continue to listen to all my life since I was making my own musical choices. Like this is my happy place. This is a hit for me. And I can't wait to watch them live, in their setting. I can't wait. So excited. Yes, hit.
Joker out there with Carpe Diem. They're singing for Slovenia at this year's Eurovision Song Contest, one of 37 countries to do that. See, I can get the numbers right now, can't I? Right, where are we in terms of the amount of songs we've reviewed? Well, if you're following these in playlist order, we've done 21 with 37 songs in total. There are 16 to go. YouTube.com/ESC Insight. Search for us in your podcast app service directory or Spotify. Just ESC Insight should do that. On our website, escinsight.com. See you around the internet somewhere. Ta-ra for now. You've been listening to the highlights of Jukebox Jury as we preview the Eurovision Song Contest 2023. Find out more and listen to our podcast, www.escinsight.com.